Welcome back, everybody. Game of Thrones Season 1, Episode 2 review. Literally just finished watching it, and I have to be honest with you, I am a little bit hooked on this. And I am actually half tempted to probably watch another episode before I actually go to bed tonight and actually review that. And I was meant to be watching The Gemini Man tonight, and I got overtaken by The Walking Dead and this Game of Thrones. I have to be honest with you, I am actually very, very much enjoying this. This episode again is another episode that I actually really, really enjoy. I said this in the first episode. I love the feel of this program a lot, to be fair, a hell of a lot. I just really, really, really am enjoying this. Um, so this episode follows on from the end of the last one where I do apologise if I don't get the names right straight away. That won't start. I probably won't start getting that right for a little bit. There's a lot of names. There's a lot of characters in there, so I'm just going to say the kid that got pushed or thrown out the window at the end of the last one, and you can see the dismay, like the tragedy going through there, but knowing that this was technically a attempt at murder by the king's family, um, to the point of where their brother and sister are basically shagging. It is absolutely messed up, this program, but for some reason it's very enjoyable. Like I said, you can see the dismay, how much, especially the mum, is upset. It will not leave his side, and eventually, um, the the idea of that the kid isn't dead and the fact that he might actually recover then starts to make a couple of people worried when there's starting to be a couple of murder attempts on this boy's life. I generally really, really like that side of the storyline. There is that kind of very, very sinister, cynical kind of feel to that, and you can see exactly how much these this brother and sister will do to basically stop the truth coming out. And just that storyline alone in this is enough to get me intrigued because it is so kind of not twist. This program's not twisted. It's just very brutal. It's very kind of eat or be eaten kind of feel to it, and I generally do like that. And this, like from this that plot line there, is actually very, very intriguing to the point where the mum actually goes up there and actually finds out that, or potentially finds out that he was probably pushed and goes on this mission. I generally like that side of it. Other parts I like with this is the blonde-haired girl with Jason Momoa, and she's, by the looks of it, slowly starting to warm up to the idea of being married to this guy. Yes, it gets a little bit saucy in certain places in this. I kind of expected that. Got told that yesterday. There's plenty of that, which, to be fair, I get it. Um, and the other storyline of one of the, is it half brothers going off to the wall? Was it the wall? I get that would be Night Watch. Now this is the bit that I'm really, really intrigued because I was talking to somebody yesterday, and like, is it the White Walkers are like the big main antagonist in this? And I'm just wondering when they're going to get into this kind of, or really get into depth with this kind of storyline, and we get introduced to them because I'm generally really, really intrigued. You got to see them briefly at the beginning of the first episode. I just really want to see what this baddies can actually do, and what and how much fear they can actually inflict on people. And by the looks of it, in certain parts of it, it does look like people are quite scared of these White Walkers, and I'm just really, really intrigued for them just to really kind of just explore into that kind of universe of this program a bit more. But at this moment, it's kind of focusing around different kingdoms, and they've done something to other kingdoms, or whether they've killed like their sisters, or especially with Sean Bean's kind of character, they're talking about certain different things going on there in a war that's potentially brewing or definitely coming. And to be honest with you can actually kind of get that sense as well. There is going to be that sense of revenge, and it's just, I'm hooked. I really did enjoy this episode. I think I enjoyed this second episode more than I enjoyed the first episode. And I can't wait to see it. I think there's 10 episodes in this first season, and I'm so tempted to actually go and watch another one now so I can actually review it. It's the feel of this which I really, really enjoy. I liked everything in it. Once again, there are some not as there's a, even me. This even got me where one of the wolves had to be killed because children basically fighting, which basically got out of hand. I like that kind of side of it, and it's just, I okay. I'll be honest, I am hooked. Even by just like the second kind of episode, I'm hooked on this already, and I'm thinking about maybe just watching just one more before I go to bed. Perhaps I reckon I am enjoying it. It's going to take me a couple more episodes, literally, just to kind of get used to the characters and understand fully about what's going on. They're gradually starting to explain certain things here. The greatest part of this episode is when that wolf actually was killed and the kid actually woke up. I generally like that because then that's going to inflict that kind of worry for this brother and sister, which, to be honest with you, is probably one of the fucked up kind of storylines that's going on in this, and generally it's just really, really enjoyable, I have to be honest, and I'm glad I'm actually watching this, to be fair. I just want them to I'm sure this will happen, but I just want them to more explore the White Walkers and the history there, because obviously there's quite a big, deep, dark history, and these things are actually potentially quite terrifying. That being said, do not put any spoilers in for me in the comments in any way, shape, or form. Just give us a hint of, do the episodes get better? Is the next episode, like just say something like, you wait until the next episode and all that, just to keep me intrigued, because even though I'm hooked, I have got other stuff that I want to review as well. So if you can give me little teasers in the reviews to say, you wait until the next episode, this potentially could happen, and like it will get me intrigued, and I'll be just constantly watching and reviewing the Walking Dead, Game of Thrones. I really, really can't wait. Like I said, I really, really enjoyed this episode. I liked what they were doing. It is still a little bit confusing for me, but I'm sure, like I said, as the season goes on, I'll probably start getting to know it. I'll get to know the characters a bit more, and as it develops, I'm sure it's going to get very, very much more interesting, and I'll have a lot more to talk about. There didn't not a huge amount happened in this episode, but there was enough in there to definitely keep me intrigued. So on that note, please tell me what you think. Put it in the comments down below. As normal, I hope you all have a great rest of the day, whatever you're doing. Please take care, and goodbye.